Hi, my name is Emily Stallings and this is my narrative speech. Majority of the people that I have encountered would agree that getting slapped in the face would be quite unpleasant. Although I have never experienced a physically harmful slap in the face, my sophomore year brought me a new taste of discomfort. When I first began my sophomore year, I never thought that I would ever choreograph an onstage senior beta club performance for my high school, Cornerstone Christian Academy. And I most certainly did not think that I would have the opportunity to enjoy it for the remainder of my high school career. Because of certain choices that I was making at the time, as well as my fear of having an inferior, disliked, or incorrect thought by the judgment of others, it was no revelation that I did not desire or think that I could, should, or would undertake this. My comfort zone was completely vacant near the end of my sophomore year when I got asked to choreograph my high school's on-stage senior beta group talent performance. This story initiates in late March of 2018, but I should include some brief background information to help clarify where my mind was at the time to help this story make a little more sense. In January of 2018, I turned 16, and I began making decisions that caused me to lose the respect of my friends, parents, and teachers. Once I realized this, I became especially disappointed in myself, which greatly lowered my self-esteem because I knew I had disappointed the people that truly cared about me. Now, fast forward to late March of 2018, where the story truly begins. I woke up that brisk, cool March morning, got ready, and headed to what seemed like a normal school day. Once lunch was over, students began walking the halls, preparing for sixth period to begin. There was nothing out of the ordinary, so I expected nothing out of the ordinary. The halls began to thin, and the classrooms began to thicken as sixth period was minutes away from beginning. I gathered my books and began to walk to class when I noticed my history teacher, who was also my high school's senior beta club sponsor, motioned for me to come talk to her. Because of my previous and recent encounters of me getting in trouble with the teachers, my initial thought was, oh no, what did I do? I hesitantly walked up to her and she unexpectedly began describing the parts of the senior beta group talent performance themed Pirates of the Caribbean that she did not necessarily love or that she felt did not meet the full potential that it could. She then made direct eye contact with me and said, will you, or do you think that you could choreograph the last song of the performance to make it maybe livelier and more entertaining? I was partially relieved that I was not in trouble and absent-mindedly replied, yes, ma'am. She told me that I had 2 weeks to complete and teach this to the other club members before we could travel to the Alabama Senior Beta Club State Convention to compete. After she revealed the time frame of just 2 weeks that I had to create and teach something that I had never done before, I politely left before I got myself into anything else. I entered sixth period and my heart was beating out of my chest. The blood in my vessels were rushing like rivers of water. I could not focus and began saying to myself, Emily, what did you just get yourself into? You can't do that. There's no way. A few hours passed and I finally prayed, calmed myself down, and told myself, Emily, you can do this. I knew that I had always loved to dance and briefly choreograph minor dances in my head. However, I always kept what I had created to myself and nobody actually ever had to see them. I asked one of my friends for advice and she assisted me with great confidence. I eventually received a copy of the material that I was to work with and began creating. 2 weeks passed and I was able to successfully complete the choreography. My club and I competed at the Alabama Senior Beta Club State Convention in Birmingham, Alabama, and won first. Because of our success, we got to travel and compete that June at the National Senior Beta Club Convention in Savannah, Georgia, where we received the honor of placing first as well. It was one of the greatest and most unexpected experiences of my life. This was the first moment in my life where I got the incredible opportunity to show what the Lord had allowed me to create in my mind, successfully communicate to others what I had in mind, and how to do it, put it on a stage, and have people enjoy it. I received a lot of encouragement from others, which helped me to not be so disappointed in myself from previous decisions I had done. I most definitely am not taking the credit for the success of my club because my club's success would have never happened without all the parts working together as a whole. I gained so many friends in the process, learned how to better communicate to others, and figured out how to organize my mind in a more efficient way. I also witnessed other students gain confidence in themselves by just performing on a national stage and getting out of their own comfort zones as well. I thanked my sponsor for giving me this incredible opportunity and for seeing potential in me. She then gave me the opportunity to choreograph for the rest of my high school career. I am 100% positive that none of these opportunities would have benefited me if I was not slapped in the face and thrown completely out of my comfort zone by an opportunity that I thought I absolutely could not complete. I used to love my comfort zone, but recently I get cautious every time that I remain in it for too long. I might have to get slapped in the face again.